All right, guys. 'Tis the season of giving, so I have to introduce you guys, if you haven't had the unfortunate pleasure of finding this out already over the weekend, we gotta talk about, Nazi. This one is from Axo that has cream. Said, Virgin Killer Sweaterfy, your Witch Suris. So we have VKS Witch Suris now. That's not a model yet, because I can't afford that being a model. But there is Thigh Squish, and Thigh Squish is always good. That's as close to a religion as I'm comfortable with. The next one we have here is from a Nubian. Said, Bubba Sawyer got Suris. He wants to wear my face like skin. The last one we have here is from Penlordant. My take on a Witch Suris outfit. I had planned to finish it today, but headache hit yesterday, so I couldn't do a sketch until tonight. So a finished version comes tomorrow. Also, don't ask why the thighs are so thick, because I don't have an answer for that. I'm pretty sure they're thick because thick thighs are a religious experience, but that's just me. Anyway, as always, everybody, thank you all for your fan art submissions. If you want your fan art shown in a future video, the best way to do it is to drop it in the fan art section of the Discord. With that all said, let's go ahead and get into things. Let's take a listen. So, context. Remember when Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, went on to Tim Pool's show and stormed off because Tim Pool gave him the minorest amount of pushback when he started trying to spew Nazi talking points? You know, the smallest amount. Also, Faded Pegasus, thank you very much for redeeming your points for an... You fucking degen. But yeah. Remember when that happened on Tim Pool? Okay. So apparently the next place that Nick Fuentes and Yi went was, Alex Jones. A place that is notably a lot more unhinged than Tim's podcast. So let's go ahead and take a look at what happened here.
So we're gonna.
Well, hold on. It's gonna have to wait because I need to increase my volume because for some reason, anything that comes from Twitter always has super low volume. So let's
watch my accounts because they've been frozen by the Jewish banks.
So this is Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. Pika says, this isn't TOS, is it, Pika? If it's TOS, that's my business. I'll figure that out. If I get TOS for critiquing it, then, you know, we just deal with that. I just stream on YouTube for a little bit. I'm sure there's a handful of people on YouTube who would like having me back over on that platform for a bit. But yeah, for some reason, he went on to Alex Jones's show wearing a full mask. So we could talk about how Jewish people have done him wrong.
So I need to watch my meals.
Well, CNN says white people are evil Nazis. So, I mean, I disagree with both statements, but I get the Trojan.
When did CNN say white people are evil Nazis? I've been curious about this bit because there's this thing that's happened where, like, people get up in arms about CNN, and I can understand being up in arms about them. They are partisan newscasting, so that's what you get. But when they say that, like, white people are evil Nazis, when was that a thing said on CNN, specifically by people who work at CNN, like live on air? That's what I would need.
I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at...
Oh my goodness. Just because you don't like one group doesn't mean the other. But look,
I love Jewish people, but...
Look at Alex Jones trying to be the reasonable person. He's trying to be the reasonable person here. If Alex Jones is the reasonable person in the room, you have fucked up. You have made mistakes. You have made all kinds of mistakes. Because you have somehow gone farther away than the gay frogs man.
But I also love Nazis.
Oh man, well, I have to disagree with that. But listen, we're gonna go to break. I'm the I'm the crazy one here. We're all crazy. The whole world's crazy.
That's a nice deflection.
And the whole power structure is coming down. This is absolutely lit. This is lit. So we're going to.
I just need that as a meme. Alex Jones just going, this is lit, while sandwiched between two Nazis. So before we go any further with other clips, let's kind of talk about this. So Alex Jones says that he disagrees with the Nazi talking points, but that's because Ye has done the thing that most people do not like doing in these circles, usually, and that is he just created what's called a death of a euphemism. If you have not watched the Innuendo Studio, the alt-right playbook, I highly advise you do so, because a lot of the context for what I'm talking about here is from that series. The death of a euphemism is that strange, rare thing where somebody who is in power or in authority or otherwise has the spotlight on them says the quiet part out loud when you are dealing with something like racism or other bigotry. So, for instance, if somebody says that they want to say they hate Mexican immigrants, they might say that there is an uncontrolled supply of people taking jobs away from red-blooded Americans, and we need to do something about that. Now, what they mean to say is they dislike Mexican people. What they are actually saying is they dislike Mexican people. What they are saying on the surface, though, is something that you might agree with. Americans deserve jobs. So why would you not want Americans to have the jobs that are born on the soil that Americans are on? What the person who is using the euphemism is trying to do is they're trying to say they do not like Mexican immigrants coming from the South and taking American jobs. But they don't really mean they don't want them taking American jobs. What they mean is they don't want Mexican immigrants here in America. The job part is secondary. The job part is the smokescreen. They're talking about employment because they know that by talking about employment, they will at least be on some kind of level that you might agree with. That is the purpose of the euphemism. It is solely for the purpose of getting you on board with something you might not otherwise agree with. So, likewise, when somebody says they do not like globalist bankers controlling media, what they are trying to say is they don't like Jews, and they are also trying to say that Jewish people control all of the banks. This is where a lot of stereotypes about Jewish people being really good at accounting came from. A lot of this stems from Nazi Germany. And a lot of the reasons that Jewish people controlled more banks in Nazi Germany was because the structure in Nazi Germany made it to where that was one of the few places that they could go. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But the most important part is that when you hear globalist person controlling banks, controlling your media, you think of all kinds of things like brain control and people trying to take control of your finances, and you might agree with the things they're saying. You start nodding your head going, yeah, I don't like when people try to control my life. I don't like it when people try to control me financially. I don't like it when these things happen. But what you've ended up doing is you've just nodded ahead to somebody saying that they just don't like Jewish people. Realistically. Alex Jones engages in this kind of euphemistic tomfoolery a lot. It's the primary way he tries to go about his shtick. Even if he is somehow unaware of the fact that globalist person controlling banks is about Jewish people, he still engages in the rhetoric, whether or not he is completely complacent in his knowledge of what it means. What Ye has done is come onto his show, said the quiet part out loud, and then he kept going.
We got Nick Fuentes, one of my best buddies. I represent the bad guys. David Icke's little reptoids. So, now your enemy's in here hosting the show with you, Ye. We got Nick Fuentes, one of my best buddies. He works for us, does a really good job. He's over there with us. Oh, now he's turning to Alex Jones.
The fuck is even happening here?
So what are we going to do here? Yay. The Balenciaga situation. You made a great point during a break earlier about how they just need a new devil, but that's a devil to distract us from the fact that we become the devil. But that's kind of what you said. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I just saw people making videos about it, and I said, it just seems like it's just more noise and mayhem and code red and things to get people outraged. As I said before, every form of pornography is only 10 years away from pedophilia. Anybody that's watching pornography, if you're watching a woman have sex on camera, she's reliving the trauma of being molested. Like a greater majority.
What? Women who fuck on camera are just reliving being molested? How? How is that the take? How is that the take there? I'm confused. What? How do we get there?
Of women that end up being strippers, prostitutes, or pornographers, adult film stars, have gone through the trauma of experiencing pedophilia, but
so yes, there is a higher rate of people who do the sex work thing who have experienced sexual trauma, sometimes experiencing sexual trauma at a very young age. But that doesn't mean that they're trying to relive that. For some people, it's a way of them escaping that, and for some people, it's living in a capitalist society and not having a choice because you're selling your body for money no matter how you do it. Whether you're selling your body to an industrial complex so that you can be part of a factory, or selling your body to a McDonald's so that you can make a Big Mac, or selling your body to some big hunking dude named Joe so that you can pay for your rent. Either way, you're selling your body for labor. Welcome to capitalism, everybody. This has been my TED Talk. But what Yi is not doing here is connecting any actual dots. He's just saying dumb shit.
sex is a legal drug that's pushed to destroy humanity.
Bro, we make kids with sex. That's what we do.
You drive down the street in California, they will be pushing strip clubs, they're pushing alcohol, they're pushing sex. It's, this is like, so for people to have this more...
This is just capitalism, my guy. Just capitalism. If you don't want any of that, get rid of capitalism.
Moral code about pedophilia, but no moral code about strip clubs, pornography, and the sex industry. It's not what the Bible says. The Bible...
What is that? What is that 3D model here? Here is your brain. This looks like a bouncy ball I had when I was a child. Here's your brain on heroin. There's holes in it. Here's your brain on porn. There's more holes in it. Did somebody fuck your brain?
It's not what the Bible says. The Bible says that all of that is wrong. So Jesus said so.
God literally made alcohol out of water. Shut the fuck up.
Or Jesus said no. That's when we just need to follow.
So let me ask you this. What about world...
Okay, so that's certainly a set of things. That's weird. I want to know. Yi, can you do me a huge favor? Can you do me a huge favor? Can you tell me your opinions on Hitler?
said he loved Hitler. They gave him an award. I'm just saying, I don't like Nazis, and I don't like what some of the mafias are doing either.
I like Hitler.
He likes Hitler, guys. Did you know that? Did you know that Kanye likes Hitler? That's... Okay. Hi, Chip. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Okay, stop. Stop, bud. Stop, buddy. And there's more to it than just that. There's more we need to get to. So, let's take a listen. Let's take a listen to the full context of that. I used to like Alex Jones. like 12 years ago.
I don't hear anything from the ADL or anybody else.
But for the ADL, I want to say there's a lot of good Nazis that were just fighting for their country. And for
There's a lot of good Nazis. There's a lot of good Nazis. Those are words. Those are words you said. Warlord Video Game Glitch, thank you for redeeming your points for an you fucking weirdo. Mr. Whiskers, thank you for the cheer. I'm gonna need a lot more than cheers to get through this. I don't drink, and I wish I did.
for them all,
Like George Soros.
for them all to get put in a box. They're all in a box. Every Nazi's bad. Well, could some of the Nazis have just been fighting for their country? Oh, they're all. Oh, we can't put them all in a box.
What was their country doing? What were the Nazis doing? Because Nazi does not just mean German people. Nazi does not just mean you're from Germany. Nazi specifically has to do with agreeing with an ideology of eugenics and ultranationalism and anti-Semitism. That's what a Nazi is. A Nazi is somebody who agrees with those tenets. I don't understand how you can not get that. It's pretty basic. It's like saying that all Americans are imperialists. No, not all Americans are imperialists. Some Americans are babies who have not thought about things because they have just been born. Some Americans are rocks because apparently if a rock can be an atheist, a rock can be an American. This was always a dumb point. I'm putting this here because I know somebody's going to grab it from here. Rocks aren't atheists. Stop it. Help yourself. Get therapy. Anyway, Habitual Dodo, thank you for redeeming your points for an owl. More?
Box.
No, I get you're explaining that, like you said, you love the Zionists. You don't agree with some of the things they're doing, even though you don't support a lot of what's happening. Seriously, I've really studied a lot of history. Plus, I had family that was there, and so I mean, I don't think Hitler was a good guy. I get the Hugo Boss uniforms, amazing, but I mean, just because you're in love with the design, you're a designer. Can we just kind of say like you like the uniforms, but that's about
No,
it?
no. There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler.
I just want to point out, Nick Fuentes is just sitting there nodding along. He is here writing coattails. He is here just to get attention. That's his job. His job is just to sit there and get attention. Ye, on the other hand, he is spiraling himself. This man is destroying every single bit of credibility he has ever had as he spirals down. And instead of helping him, the people that he's decided to have close to him, like Nick Fuentes, are instead riding his newfound love of Nazism into the stratosphere. Make no mistake, the end result of all this is going to be Nick Fuentes becoming that much more popular, and Ye destroying himself. He's been abandoned by the people in the industry who made him who he was.
A lot of things. Hey, Netten, what did you think about that, Netten? This is insane. You are insane.
Also, yeah, no, literally just saying you love Hitler. I'm sorry. Just no. When you say a statement like, I love Hitler, there's a lot of things I love about Hitler, there has to be some qualifiers. What things about him did you like? Because when it comes to a person who is almost unilaterally considered the most evil person on the planet or who has ever existed, kind of awkward to stand them as much as you do.
Same person. How could you say something? It's okay that...
So let me ask you like the Azov Battalion because they openly howl Hitler. They're the leftovers of World War II. They support Zelensky and attacking Russia. So you like the Azov Battalion?
I love everyone.
Well, my point is you weren't involved with Hitler.
I love everyone! That's not going to help you.
You didn't do anything. So having the ADL say anybody that opposes communism and the New World Order is a Nazi, well, you kind of get what you give. You know.
When did the ADL say that? When did the ADL say if you don't like communism and the New World Order that you are a Nazi? When was that said? I don't understand. I don't know when that was said.
No one cares about the ADL. They're played out. Jesus is Harvard.
They ran Twitter till last week. But
They don't run anything. No one knows the AD. No one cares. They're played out. Look at people have had a problem. Look at Clockwork Orange. There's a part where a Jewish guy makes the guy kiss the shoe, and he says, kiss the Jew. Like, people have had issues with Jewish people forever. But what I'm saying is, I love Jewish people. I love Jewish.
Yes, we're talking about Stanley Kubrick. Put the War Room background up at the end there. You think Clockwork Orange is about Jews?
Absolutely. Look.
This man needs help. This man needs an intervention. But oh, don't worry, guys. It's not over.
I want to say with Ben Shapiro, he was so disrespectful to his employee, Candace Owens, for speaking out against me. And that just showed you another level of this kind of control that's out there.
No, I agree. I like Candace. She has a lot of courage. She's a really smart, beautiful lady. Really defended you. But, I mean, are you saying Ben Shapiro's got her on a leash?
I think it's pretty obvious.
Aside from the fact that he employs her, he's literally just like, no. See, look, Candace Owens is being controlled by a Jew. That's his take.
You know, as our Paul Watson, we didn't launch her. She deserved it. But Infowars launched Candace Owens.
Yes, but everyone is still controlled by the Jewish media. We need to serve Christ first.
Serve Jesus, everybody. You know, let's ignore the fact that Jesus was a Jew. But okay. Okay. I wonder if he knows Jesus was Jewish. I wonder if he does too. Oh, but don't worry, guys. The timeline gets worse.
But I'm just saying, it's like I've known a lot of Jews in my life, and I didn't have the Hollywood experience you had. All the Jews in my life overall were very nice people, is all I'm saying.
I'm actually tired of hearing about the Jews. Like, I love them. Honestly, I don't even care that much, you know.
But we spent the last 2 hours talking about them. I mean,
he doesn't care that much, but he loves Hitler.
It's fun. It's fun.
You don't want to hear about them. We want to talk about them all day.
Because being canceled is fun because we're showing you guys the extent that you can go, right? Because everything at this point that you do proves my point. Watch this. If I say DEFCON 3 and then you cancel all of my deals, you proved exactly why I needed to go DEFCON.
No, that's not how that worked. When you start sounding like a Nazi and people start canceling you for sounding like a Nazi, you don't get to do the self-fulfilling prophecy thing where you go, that proves I needed to be a Nazi all along.
I agree with what you just said. Let me stop you because Dave Chappelle.
Alex,
go ahead.
Let me channel.
All right, go ahead.
Channel. All right. If I and Dave Chappelle works for the Jews anyway. So if I say, now I forgot what I had to say. Let me meditate. Let me get into a place.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Love you, brother. Jesus is king.
But I'm just saying.
He keeps going back to this. This is your brain on religious conservative brain rot. This is your brain on brain rot. This is it. This is it. But I think we should probably fast forward. I think we should fast forward to the end. I think that would be good for all of us, don't you? Let's see how this whole show concluded. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Well, I would say I don't think the story here with Ye should be about anti-Semitism or Nazis or any of that. To me, the human interest story
Nazis, though. They're fine.
He literally tries to go, I don't think the story here should be about anti-Semitism or Nazis. Yay, but I like Nazis.
But Ye, think about what you can do with your platform right now, because they want to make that the issue. Most people say,
The
I grew
300
up, the whole
Zionists?
world. I'm talking about.
Who's they? The 300... Jesus fucking Christ. You're just like, who's they? The Jews? Yeah. He's trying to make this the issue. He's trying to make all this the issue.
About everybody watching this right now.
That's fine.
We want Ye to expose the corruption, the secrets,
Nick
the
is just
societies
having
like
a
you've
day.
been doing. We want Ye to pull the curtain back on Hollywood, pull the curtain back on Balenciaga, pull the curtain back on all of this stuff.
None of it's sacrosanct. Everybody should be able to be criticized.
Well, I would say I don't.
He actively wants to end his career at this point. It's what it seems like. Y'all, this timeline makes me sad. This timeline makes me sad. This is the timeline. This is the timeline where the Nazis get to come back in strong force. And I don't like that. Has Nick talked at all in this? Dude, Nick is just riding the coattails. He's riding the fame. He's just riding the fame. It's all he's doing. The person who's going to win in all of this is going to be Nick. He's going to ride off of the back of some of the worst rhetoric possible. Rhetoric that he himself has said on his own show multiple times. His goal right now is to just be the person who was next to Kanye as they spiraled down further and further and further. He's there to feed his ego. He's there to be important by being around important people. That's what's going through his mind right now. He rides the spiral of Ye down into the dirt. And because Nick Fuentes has built up an audience of people who agree with Nazism, he's going to make it out of this perfectly fine. Because he's going to make it out of this whole ordeal more famous than he was, and bringing any noteworthy Nazi voices who would do their best to stay underground over to Cozy TV, where he hosts his shit. That's what's going to happen. That's the end result of all of this. Everybody's going to gawk at the spiral of Kanye West, of Ye, and they are going to see Nick Fuentes rise out of that bigger than he ever has been. And that's terrifying. It's unfortunate, but it's terrifying. Kasumi says, 40 Chess say this is also Nick can get all the Nazis on his platform so he can profit off of them. Yes, Kawasumi. That is exactly what I think is happening. This is a convenient way for him to signal to everybody that they should come over to his side of things. How did Germany get rid of the Nazis better than we did? Just a proxy, because the entire world came down with an iron fist on them. Germany got rid of its Nazis, not all of them, but as many of them as it could, because it was a necessity for them to survive in the global infrastructure. That is not the case for modern-day Nazis. Modern-day Nazis are cockroaches. They get to exist in their own little hovels. So I'd prefer them get them away before they kill millions of people. I'd prefer that as well. But as history has shown us, things have to hit that tipping point before people are willing to do anything at all. Which is stupid. But it's also historically accurate. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. I am rapidly approaching a higher level of tiredness than I can handle. As always, everybody. Insert end of video tagline here.